discussing some common mistakes people make when applying for the Global Talent Visa.
The Global Talent Visa typically provides a pathway for highly skilled professionals to live and work in the country, often with the possibility of permanent residency or citizenship in the long term. The application process for a Global Talent Visa usually involves submitting detailed documentation about the applicant's achievements, qualifications and future plans. However, during the application process, there are some common mistakes that applicants make. In this video, Marilyn and Raymond highlight these common mistakes and what to do instead.
From your experience, what would you say are the common mistakes that people normally make, that you normally observe, like anytime you look at their evidence or anytime you are talking with someone that wants to apply for the visa, you commonly spot these mistakes?
Interesting one. So, and I will use a recent case because we had someone who she had applied on her own, and by the time she sees I also do like pro bono stuff on the forum, right? Like, engaging in the community, giving advice and help in the community. And she had seen my activities on the community and reached out. And, even when she had submitted her application and hadn't gotten any response, she shared just from her list of evidence, and I already spotted the flaw in it. I was just hoping, okay, maybe a miracle could happen and she will get a good response, but unfortunately she was rejected. And one of the things which we also see commonly among some other applicants is not really understanding and interpreting the criteria very well. You have 5 criteria in total, and sometimes people mix it up. People could, put innovation in impact and put, work outside occupation in impact. They could mix it up. So, that guideline, even, till today, I still go back to that guideline because it's always, apart from the fact that they're always updating it and you need to keep yourself updated, the fact that there's a lot there, so it's like reading the law and you're trying to interpret it at every point. So it's a guide at all points in the whole application process. So some persons just rush through the guideline and they're like, okay, I'm going to just put up an application, but they don't really sit down to understand this is what this means. And you would see people missing out, even things that are very, very obvious from the guideline. So one of the things that is stipulated is you need to use your recent evidence, like the past 5 years, the work you've done in the past 5 years, right? So even if you've been in tech, I'm using the technician visa as an example. Even if you've been in tech for the past 15 years, you can't use the work you did 10 years ago. And I know it could be very annoying and heartbreaking for some person because you did this wonderful work or you published that article that got a lot of traction 10 years ago, but you've been asked to stick with the past 5 years of evidence. So, and those are the things that commonly people do that make them get rejected, not interpreting the guideline and just following it as it is. And
okay.